What has ever got your precious father then and your brother Tiny Tim?
Yes, Father, coming now.
Hello all.
Hello, Father.
Oh. Children.
Come along, Tim. Come and hear the pudding water.
And how did little Tim behave?
Oh, as good as gold and better. Somehow he gets thoughtful, sitting by himself so much. He says the strangest things you ever heard. He told me coming home he hoped the people in church saw him because he was a cripple. And it might be pleasant to them to remember on Christmas Day who made lame beggars walk and blind men see. You know, my dear, I do really want him to say things stronger. I do. There's my
Mother, can I fetch you? Mother, may I go too, please?
All right, very well. It's time. But be careful and watch your step. Very well. Off you go. Mind the ice.
How about a song, Tim? We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year.
The goose.
Children. Father.
Dear Lord, make us truly thankful for what we are about to receive, and may all people everywhere know the blessings of Christmas.
Amen.
There never was such a goose.
I don't believe there ever was such a goose.
Goose indeed, it's barely the size of a grouse, with so many mouths to feed.
Eked out by the applesauce and mashed potatoes. It will make a sufficient dinner for the whole family.
Sufficient perhaps, but still not much of a goose.
And you imagine how Bob Cratchit affords even such a goose as this on 15 bob a week.
On 15 bob a week, what business has a clock with a wife and children? No, Spirit, it is not his lack of money that eclipses a meal, but his lack of judgment.
But this meal is joyous. Look, it's a Merry Christmas feast.
Your torch must cast a generous light on these proceedings.
No, my torch glows with the light of truth. It shines to bless the love and generosity in the hearts of men. Bob's foreign house is as blessed by its illumination as any man's. But hush, Mrs. Cratchit has gone to take up and bring in the pudding.
Suppose it isn't done enough.
Or suppose it should break in turning out.
I suppose somebody's jumped over the wall of the yard and stolen it.
A wonderful pudding, Mrs. Cratchit. There is no doubt this is your greatest success achieved since our marriage.
That's a weight off my mind. I do confess I had my doubts about the flour this year.
And a Merry Christmas to us all, my dears. God bless us.
God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
Spirit, tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat in the chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
Oh, no, no, kind Spirit. Say you will be spared.
If these shadows do not change from what they are, no one will find him here for my race. What then? If he be like to die, he had better do it, and decrease the surplus population.
My word.
Mr. Scrooge. I give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the
Founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
My dear, the children, Christmas Day.
It should be Christmas Day, I'm sure, on which one drinks the health of such an odious, hard, and unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge.
My dear.
You know he is, Robert. Nobody knows it better than you, poor fellow.
Christmas Day.
I'll drink his health for your sake and the day's, not for his. Long life to him. May he have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. They'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt.
By this...
He took a child and set him in the midst of them.
Mother, why do you cry?
The colour hurts my eyes, makes them weak by candlelight, and I wouldn't show weak eyes to your father when he comes home for the work. Must be near his time.
Past it, rather. I've noticed Father walk a bit slower these last few evenings, Mother.
I have known him walk with Tiny Tim upon his shoulder very fast indeed.
Yes, Mother, so have I.
But he was very light to carry. Father loved him so, and it was no trouble. No trouble. And there's your father at the door.
Hello, children.
Hello, Father.
My dear. No idea, it was so late. I didn't notice where the time was going.
Let your father sit down now and get him his tea. So you went there again today, Robert?
Yes, dear. Oh, I wish I could have gone. It would have done you good to see how peaceful the place is. You'll see it often. I promised Tim I'd walk there on Sundays. A little child. Little child. Oh, I saw a friend, Mr. Scrooge's nephew, today off the street. I do believe he is the pleasantest spoken gentleman I've ever known. He asked after our health, and when I told him, he said, "I'm heartily sorry for it, Mr. Cratchit." He said, "I'm heartily sorry for your good wife." By the by, how he knew that, I'll never know.
Knew what, my dear?
That you were a good wife.
Everybody knows that.
Very well observed, my boy. I hope they do. Heartily sorry for your good wife, and if ever I may be of any service to you in any way, he said, "Hungry is hard. That's where I live. Pray come to me." It wasn't for the sake of anything he might do for us, so much as for his kind way that this was quite delightful. It really seemed as if he'd known our Tiny Tim and felt with us.
I'm sure he's a good soul.
You'll be sure of it, my dear, if you saw or spoke to him. I shouldn't be surprised, Mark, what I say, if he got Peter a better situation.
Only hear that, Peter.
And then Peter will be keeping company with someone and setting up for himself.
Get along with you.
It is just as likely as not one of these days, and there's plenty of time for that. But however and whenever we part from one another, I'm sure we shall none of us forget poor Tiny Tim, shall we? Or this first parting there was among us?
Never, Father.
And I know, my dears, when we recollect how patient and how mild he was, although he was a little child, we shall not quarrel easily among ourselves and forget poor Tiny Tim in doing it.
No, never, Father.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy.
Inspector, something tells me I